team, it's Ryan, and I'm going to give you a quick down and dirty tour of Wiley Plus. We call it Wiley Plus Legacy or E4 because it is slowly being replaced by Wiley Plus Learning Space, which will also be replaced probably in sales season 18 or 19 by something new. So here I am on the dashboard. I'm logged in as an instructor for Tortora's Principles of Anatomy and Physiology. You'll see a number of things here on the left: system announcements, class announcements, and course materials. But most important here, you have access to your class section information. So this is where an instructor would add students or change their roster, prepare and present, which I will go into in a second, which is where instructors will find all of their presentation materials. Read, study, and practice, and this is where students in general would find all of their reading content, videos, animations, etc. Assignments, the assignments that are ready for students, and then as an instructor, this is where I would go to create new assignments. My gradebook, which is obviously very important in terms of tracking student progress against my learning objectives, and Orion, which is our adaptive learning engine. Also, when you're logged in as an instructor, it's really easy to go to the student view of your course as well. And so I can just click on that and go. Now you'll see the student dashboard, which is obviously much simpler. I have some system announcements and class announcements. I'll close those up. Here, as a student, I would see read, study, and practice. Again, this is where I would find most of my learning content. The assignments that have been created, in this case, there's 8 of them. I would just click on this to access them. The grade book, where I would be able to see only my grades. Obviously, I would not have access to other students' grades. And then Orion, which is can either be assigned by an instructor, or in many cases, it's student self-paced, and it's a way for students to track their own progress and, very importantly, figure out what they don't know and help them remediate that. I'm going to click on the assignment link here just so you can see what it looks like when I go in. All right, so I can see these are all very late because this is an old instance of the course. Let's see if I can get in so I can still access it. And it's an assignment that has to do with skill and drill of anatomy. So let's see. It's going a little slowly, but I'll click start. And here's where I will drag and drop the terms against the actual anatomy. And you get the idea here, but there's a lot of different types of assignments, as you can imagine, for students, and it just grows every day. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the instructor view. And go to prepare and present. So as you can see here, I can drill by the chapter. I can use all the Wiley resources or see what other instructors in my school have created. I'm going to see instructor resources. I'm going to choose PowerPoints, although there's a lot of different options. Click go, and what will come up is the PowerPoints for Chapter 1. And we have a number of different types. Anatomy overviews, clicker questions, editable art PowerPoints, lecture PowerPoints, and table PowerPoints. All right, so I'm going to go back to the main page and go to read, study, and practice. Now, generally, this is a resource that students would use more than instructors. First thing you'll notice up here is we have a key resources ribbon that allows students, and in this case, log in as an instructor, to go directly to all of the suites of rich media that we've created. So we have Orion, which I mentioned before. We have some really awesome new 3D physiology animations, interactions, which is sort of a legacy product, but it's still pretty powerful in terms of skill and drill for anatomy. Muscles in Motion, which is a series of animations that show how physiology leads to actual body motion. Real Anatomy, which I'll actually click on it because it's pretty interesting. Anatomy, Drill, and Practice. PowerPhys, which is our physiology labs and animal dissection videos. So hopefully none of you are eating right now, but I'm going to click on Real Anatomy. And what you have here is an actual cadaver that was filmed in 3D. Being the anatomy and physiology editor, I got used to having naked, dead people on my screen quite often. This is actually a really impressive product. You can zoom in. Now, as I'm taking layers off of the body, this is actually, like I said, this is a real cadaver. This is not animated. It was filmed with a number of cameras all at once as the cadaver was dissected, and so you're able to see it from different angles, focus on different body systems, and then zoom in and zoom out. So you get the idea. Um, and then finally, I'm going to just choose on some reading material so you can see what the ebook looks like. It's a pretty basic ebook, has all of the content from the print book, but then also some interactivities with some questions, and often there are videos and animations. And again, I can then in multiple ways navigate using the sidebar here to get to Orion or the muscles and motions or Power Fizz or whatever I'm looking to do. So in terms of the customer solutions that we strive to provide in SBD, I think the three key strengths of Wiley Plus would be, first of all, that unlike Wiley Plus Learning Space, it is a proprietary platform. It does have a very powerful enhanced ebook. And when it comes to courses that are really skill and drill, where students or participants are going to focus on working through quantitative problems and then use their responses and whether they're correct or incorrect to guide where they read and where they focus their attention, Wiley Plus, Legacy, or E4 is quite powerful.